Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about Mosaic. No, not this one. This one. This photo is a 12 panel Mosaic. It's a part of the Cygnus constellation Cygnus. I captured this with my color camera and I processed it in AstroPixelProcessor. So in this video I'm going to talk about how you plan it and how to process it in the softwares. This is Stephen Astro, so let's go! About Mosaic. The most important thing is that you will need 10% overlapping for each panel and at least 3 hours of data. You can go for more because more is more details. I did 5, 8 or even 10 hours. But for now I'm going to show you how to plan it. You can plan it in Nina or in ASIAIR. And the most important thing is I'm also going to show you in AstroPixelProcessor how to combine two sessions, like I use the ASIAIR 294 and the ASIAIR 2600. And in app that is AstroPixelProcessor, but I'm going to show you how to stack that together and how to process it into the Mosaic. So let's go first to the ASIAIR. About the Mosaic planning, I'm going to show you how to do that with ASIAIR. Now, when you are on the preview screen, then you can go to your plan mode, and I'm going to show you here because I already planned it already. Because here you can sky map. Now, as you can see, I'm busy with this process. I already got 7 panels on this one. I'm also doing now here, see the Orion together with someone else. And where is the Cygnus? Cygnus, where are you? Look, no, here. As you can see, each panel got a number: Cygnus 5x3, 5x4, 5x5, and then it's going all to here. Now, how you can place a Mosaic in here? Now, so simple. You can search for an object, like if you want the star Vega, you can go for Vega. You select this. There. Now, and you think, hey, I like to want that whole constellation. Now, in the right corner you can see Mosaic. Now, the software will explain anything. Now here you can see the panels, but also the overlap is 10%. I can do a little more, like 12, and you can move. So here you can a little more to the left. So now I got the whole constellation. Very beautiful to have this one, but you can also change it by getting 15, but that is too much. You can go for 2 or middle, little, maybe more, 3 by 2, and you do 2, and then you can select plan. When you did that, now I'm going back to Cygnus to show you how it will look like. Then you go to this button, and here you see my other project that I want to do about Cygnus here. These I still need to do them, but let's go to the panel that I already have done. Now here you got Cygnus 3x3, 3x4, and then you select details. Here you can give them a name, and you can also add the filter. So I add one, you can see here one. You can do light, bias, flat, dark, exposure, which filter you want. Now I have a filter wheel, So I select hydrogen alpha, oxygen 3, the gain, and how many frames you want. Simple. And this, you can do this with each panel. When you have captured each panel a lot of hours, then you can load them into your PC and process it. Very simple. First of all, you need to select what kind of camera you have. Now I have an RGB, and if you want to extract an HRO3 dual filter, you can select now multi-narrowband extract HRO3. This will make sure that it will extract both colors. In the past, in the older versions, you need to use this one first and then you have to go later to this. But now in the last beta 39, you can extract both in one integration. That saves a lot of time. Now select this for color camera. Then go to load. If you have multi-sessions, like I have, the 294 and 2600 camera, so I have to do this. I'm going to my data, my others. I'm also busy with the Ursa Minor, with the Polestar. But let's go to this one, and I have, if I remember, yeah, here you can see all data and new 2600. Now I'm going to add this for session 1, and like you saw, I already have the master frames here. You select also the same session. Now again I'm going to back, because I'm going to loading the 2600. In session 2. Now, if you have loaded this, then go to tab 2, number 2 there, calibrate this. Now, I have masters, but if you don't have masters, then load the flats frames or dark flats, dark frames, whatever. Select these, because this software is creating a master for you. In tab 3, it's all about what kind of telescope you have. I got 260mm focal length, and that gives a big field of view. So I can actually go for more than 1000 stars, so I select 2000, because it's better that this software can calculate and analyze the stars. How more, how better for the registration. Number 4. I do automatic, normal, later, Mosaic, because it's important to integrate each panel first before you go into the Mosaic process. Tab 5, regular, later you go to advanced. You can do neutralize background, but for me it's not needed here. And the most important thing, we can have a color camera with 2/4 of the whole sensor is actually green pixels, so I have to select this, because I will show you the details what is happening actually. If I do this, you get this. So that's why I activate this. And now we're going to start to normalize. Now I will speed this up. So I'm back. The normalization is done, and now you can check each frame how good or bad they are. Now for me, this is session 1, the 294 camera, and this is the 2600. Now there is a difference between the analyzing of the stars. I don't know why. But if you look to there, now the details are beautiful, and you can check out this one. Like here, the dark blue is the dispersion, and the light blue over here, this is about the sky background. The details are absolutely beautiful. And I can show you the difference between this one. Here is a little dispersion, possibly some high clouds. But the details are still in there, so I don't want to waste them, I don't want to delete it, because there is still details. And it can be also light pollution, because that is why it's called a sky background. This can be removed with the remove light pollution tool in AstroPixelProcessor. So when you have done this, you go to the integration and you need to select for filters. You can use this one, but I don't have filters. I keep it on all, and this is the most important thing, because you want to combine session 1 and 2 together. You can keep this off or on, but I use only one telescope but with 2 cameras, and I've tested this out with and without, and the details were nothing special. Enable multi-band blending. I always have 10%, keep it on there. With Mosaic, if you have 10% overlapping, then use it. And then here you're going to integrate, and then you get actually. And now you can start with integration. So I'll be back over a few minutes when that is done, and then I'm going to talk about the results. Now, here we see the results. This is I will go first to the oxygen. Now, that's this one. Here the hydrogen alpha, the extracted. I only want the hydrogen and the oxygen. Do this with each panel. If you have a color camera, dual filters, extract them, because you can play more with the colors. Now the integration is done. This time I'm going to show about the Mosaic process in AstroPixelProcessor. First thing is going to 0 and make sure it's select on adaptive area disk. Then go to 1 and you're going to load, but first select the filters, because I have now 2 colors. So I'm going to select my hydrogen alpha. Here are all the panels. You load them. The software asks what kind of color it is, filter. Now it's a hydrogen alpha. Yes, yes. And now I'm going to load the oxygen. Now the calibrate, you don't have to do anything, just keep it like it is. In step 3, analyze stars. Here you must not select 1000 stars. That is also about what kind of focal length you have. If you have a Celestron 8, then you see less than 1000 stars, or maybe 500. It's all about how big the field of view is. But for me, you can see it here in the image, in the light frames, I got thousands of stars. So I need to select more than 3000, because that is needed for the registration. The registration needs to analyze a lot of stars, especially around the corners of each light frame. The stars around here that you can see my mouse. This is really important, this part, for the overlapping. When we are going now to, so I select 3000 stars. Now we're going to register, select automatic dynamic distortion correction. This is needed, and I will show you the results. Because I did a test about using with and without, and the results, I'll show you that later. But select this on. Now, and here you have normal for normal integration, but we are going to Mosaic. Then before you start, you can also already select from regular to advanced. Then you can start normalize light. It will start all the tabs, so the calibrate, the analyze, the register and the normalization. When that is done, you can come back, but I can explain you that it's all about how many panels you have, that the Mosiac, the registration, and about how fast your PC is. It can take a lot of time. I say maybe 30 minutes. That is for me here what I did 12 with 12 panels. Now the registration is done. You can check each panel one by one to see if the overlapping is actually perfectly. It's loading, and here you can see how each panel is showing up and where they are placed. Now I was going to speed this up a little. Going to the next one, and it perfectly overlapped. Look there, perfectly. Now I'm going to the next one, the last. And there it comes. And this part is over here. Now, check this actually with each panel, even with the oxygens. Now, I loaded here the results. And we're going to this one without dynamic distortion correction and L and C. And I'm going to show you what happens. It's loading. Here it looks actually not bad, but here's the light pollution that I have removed. Yeah. And this is the problem. Here you can see it looks very blur. Also here and here, and you can also see something else that is different here. It's double. The stars are here double. It looks like a spiral. Like this one is going that way, like here, and all the stars are going in one direction, all this way. Here the same. It looks very blur and double. See how terrible it is. So that is why you need it. And of course I have the results. First I'm going to show you what is LNC. If you select one by one in the integration and you select that, I can show you that actually. Right in this one. Use this always with the Mosiac process. Start with one by one and check the result. And if you see it needs a little more, you can select go to 3 and you integrate again. The multi-blending over here, always 10%. That's the minimum, just like with 10% overlapping. Now here it looks much better, but there's still blur, because if I am going to zoom in, I remember that it was here somewhere. Yes, here. See, the stars are double, and that is also because I don't use the DDC. But one thing is different about this. Before I did the Mosiac process, I did first with each panel the light pollution, and then I loaded the light frames in for the Mosiac process. So integrate them, I use to remove light pollution and then start with the Mosiac process. And this is the results if you actually use the light remove pollution first and then start the Mosiac process, and not like this one. Here is it without, and this is with the light pollution and the Mosiac process, and you get this. Here it doesn't look perfect everywhere. It's also with oxygen. Here, the DDC and the LNC is not used, and then you get this. Overlapping is actually good, but it's blur and the stars are double. Now here, test another one. Red light pollution, the dynamic distortion, and 1/3 local normalization. You can see here it looks much better. All the stars are perfect. And I did one last test, and that was the best one for me. I think it was this one, yeah. Yeah, here you can see it's actually much better detail. So for here I used 2x1 with the dynamic distortion correction and to remove light pollution. This was actually before. And here is the best result after I used the light pollution. You can see here now this had a lot of sky background left, so I used the light pollution again, and as you see it looks now perfectly in balance. So this was the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to repeat again about the Mosaic. First, integrate each panel one by one and extract them. Make sure you have 10% overlapping. The minimum of data of light frames is 3 hours. More is better, of course. And in the integration of the panels, make sure you use the light pollution first before you go into the Mosaic process, and use in the Mosaic process the dynamic distortion correction and the local normalization correction. Use them because you saw the results, you need them. This was my video, and of course you will see now the results of my beautiful Mosaic of the Cygnus, and I'll see you the next time. Bye!